Hello, welcome whoever joined. Actually not holding anything. I'm just going to put it back. Should be a 16. All right. Hello, everyone that's joined. So I'm revisiting a backpack blower that I'd taken apart earlier in the week because it had some issues, mainly being that the piston had been scored, and now I finally have a new replacement piston. So I'm going to be doing that on stream tonight, just kind of taking the whole thing back apart and replacing the piston, redoing the seals in the engine, and getting the timing back in, because I just threw this thing back together quickly as I knew what I needed in parts. Make sure I turn the volume down on my computer. Come on. All right. First this. There's a little nut in the back of this screw I don't want to lose. Get this arm off and out of the way. Get this apart. Crack this open and then crack those motor mounts. Take this motor out. If anyone's got any questions on what I'm doing, feel free to ask away. I do read the chat. All right, come on. Don't lose that. Use one more screw in here. Make sure I got everything. Back to the other side. All right. This is not that. Where are they? Taking the blower fan out. throwing screws on the floor. Alright. Now, I don't need to take the flywheel off for this. I do, however, crack this side open. Everyone, chat's a little quiet tonight. I'm gonna be replacing the piston in this, as well as redoing the timing and checking the valves. I need a little razor blade. Gotta scrape as much of this old seal out as possible. Prevent any of it from going inside of the crank here. Take the flywheel off from this section. It should be 14. Maybe not. It's ½ inch, so 12.7. Yep. All right. That all came apart. Alright. Guess I didn't actually need to take that off. That bearing's all dirty. Where is paper towel? So this is a silicone seal in here. It's a gasket made out of silicone. I'll be making a new one. It's pretty simple. It's tube silicone. Kind of finger paint back on. I gotta get this old one out of here. It is all broken apart before I do anything, or I can't get a seal on this. Clean this up real good then after. I've seen videos of guys on YouTube here taking sandpaper to it. I wouldn't recommend that. Maybe emery paper, super fine grit sandpaper, like emery paper, 2000 grit or higher, to try and preserve it so you don't get any cracks in the seal. So that wouldn't be good. Get a good chunk of that all. If you're ever doing this to an engine, this is a 2-stroke engine. Well, it's 4-mix, but definitely never let anything get inside of where the piston is. Clear out any of the debris, or it's going to really grind it up when you go to run it again. The silicone's really stuck on here, and the razor blade's having a hard time getting it off. What am I working on? So I'm working on a BR800 backpack blower, and this is actually the engine out of it, and I'm going to be replacing the piston in here, as the piston's all scored all the way around, but actually the inside of the cylinder somehow isn't, which is kind of surprising. Normally if you've got a scored piston, kind of had to be grinding on something, but the piston's all scored up, but the inside of the cylinder walls aren't. Doesn't really make sense, but makes it a lot easier to repair. I'll have to replace the whole head anyway. Now this I'm probably going to take a little wire wheel to try and clean it up, because I'm having a hard time getting all the seal off. Silicone's really stuck in here because it's kind of porous and doesn't want to come out. Got most of the seal off the top portion of the cylinder. Hopefully I can get this done before I gotta go to bed. Really love to return this blower tomorrow in a working order. Not the current state it's in, because this thing is not running at all. crack this open. This is where the inside of this is where your timing is done. I'm going to try and get it open without damaging it. There we go. Another silicone seal on here. Of course, that's all gooey as well. While I have this apart, I'm also going to end up replacing the valve. Since spare valves came in with the kit, they're going to get replaced too. That should be the 30 people in here, dang. Hello, Mac Tech. Makes me sound like I can't pronounce anything. Fell all the way through. Gotta get this timing gear out of here, so I can reliably get this cleaned up in here without getting stuff behind it. Be very careful with this razor blade that I don't gouge the aluminum cylinder head. It is very soft metal. There it is. And the seal is really on here. A little bit of friction help. Sandpaper is, yeah, so I wouldn't ever recommend using sandpaper on it unless it's emery paper, because you don't want to leave scratches and gouges inside of the cylinder head. I don't actually have any emery paper at the moment. So trying to make the best do with what I got. I think the highest grit sandpaper I have right now is like 400, and I really that'd probably be fine. I don't have any emery paper here with me. Try it. See if I can find it. It's 320. Try 420. Yeah, emery paper would be great if I had it with me. Currently, I don't have any here. 420 is not leaving any scratches that are visible, so. Yeah, if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. This blower's already been replaced. This is just trying to get at least another extra blower anyway. If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. Come on out. Alright, that's good enough. I saw a video of someone just taking it to a wire wheel on a grinder, and apparently it worked, but I definitely wouldn't recommend that. Maybe if you had like the brass brush or something, not a steel wheel attached to a grinder, that's going to take off all kinds of material while you're trying to take the seal off as well. Silicone gaskets are great until you have to actually take one off. Putting them on is really easy. Taking them off is kind of a pain in the ass. Come on. Get out of there. Oh, you're from India. From Pennsylvania in the United States. I'm not a diesel mechanic. I'm not even a certified small engine mechanic. Just kind of work on my own stuff. I do sharpen chainsaw chains for a company though. But not knowing English is definitely all right. Especially that you're from India. It's hard enough to learn another language, let alone English. What part of India are you from? Oh, work on Cummins engines. No, I don't work on anything big like that. Just some small engine stuff, like two-stroke chainsaw engines, and this is for a leaf blower. Like I have a 462 in pieces over there. I'm waiting on parts right now to come in the mail. They should be here, well, depends on whether it's the post office saying it'll be here on Christmas Day or if it's the place that mailed it says it'll be here tomorrow. So who knows? It'll be here sometime between now and Christmas, but still waiting on parts for that. I just tore that apart last night trying to figure out what was wrong with it. It was another scored piston, but it was all on the exhaust side, which is a sign that it had overheated. But there was another issue with it where it would throttle up completely on its own to the point that it would run through the chain brake, and it wasn't safe to use the chainsaw in its current state. So I've torn it apart, trying to identify what the problem is. Had been to an actual still shop and they couldn't identify the issue with it. I think I got it and figured it out. And it goes back to their M-tronic carburetor. It's a new electronic carburetor that does everything tuning all on its own, and the way it was throttling up sounds like it was messing with the idle speed and couldn't figure out a good setting, so it just kept going through everything. So I've ordered a completely new carburetor for it and seeing if that will resolve the issue. Yeah, that Saul shop said they couldn't fix it, which is, couldn't fix it, didn't know what was wrong with it. It's not really good look for a Saul shop when this is totally everything you do and you say you can't fix something. Clean rag here. Yeah. Well, we'll see if I'm doing great work. If I get this thing together and it runs again, then I guess I'm doing okay. But if it doesn't run, I'm not doing very good work. Debris out of here. At 462, every piece of that's actually been through an ultrasonic cleaner now, so everything has been cleaned. There's no carbon buildup anywhere in it. It is as if it was completely new. I'm gonna force some air into this. Turn on the air compressor to blow out because I got a little bit of that seal inside and it doesn't want to come out. It's gonna get loud for a second. I won't be able to talk. That cleared out. Where is this? I'm going to be replacing all the gaskets while I'm at this. Stay right there. there. All right. I don't have any. Oh, hey, ChatGPT is a really great thing. I've never gotten to use it, but it's pretty cool that you can actually use it to translate on the go like that. Don't worry, my Indian is not that good either. Sure, my Indian is far worse than your English. Need to get this started. Doesn't want to come out. Let me see. I got to find my hammer. I'm under some difficulty here. Getting the head of this piston off. And that guy doesn't want to move. Definitely having a couple problems getting this piston out. A little bit of percussive maintenance. Still doesn't want to come out, but it's a little looser. Last thing I want to do is stick this thing in a vise and mar it all up. Almost there. Come on. Being a little bitch. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Having a good old time over here. Sorry I'm not in front of the camera, but kind of need my other workbench at the moment. Finally, most of the way there. Jesus. Oh crap! I did not want to come out. Yeah, I didn't want to hold it in the vise because I don't have any rubber pads for that right at the moment, and I really don't want to score the whole thing up. Never had it give me that many issues before. Alright, now I gotta clean my hands up a little bit because I got lots of carbon on my hands. Yeah, that really did not want to come out of there. Now let's see how long this actually lasts. Come on. Come out. About to say, where the hell did it go? Oh, great. Good enough. Yeah, I wish I didn't lose the one rubber pad for my vise. It would have made that process a whole lot easier. But I don't want to damage it more than it already is. My fingers don't want to work to get this in here. This retaining clip. Here's one. I gotta get the other one in. There we go. These rings on. Try not to scratch it. One. There's two. Get this dirt out of here. All right, I'm back to this. One valve. Got two valve. Now, where's the replacements? There they are. Need my needle nose pliers. Of course I can't find him. Trying to use one of these. Oops. Of course not. I'll get this one spring back in. Alright. Now for the second one. Have any job for you? No. Unfortunately, no. Outsourcing any of the diesel work that I would have, like, yeah, that wouldn't work out. It would end up costing way too much money for me to send anything to India. God damn it. This is magnetic. Yeah, be real nice if I could supply the world with work, but unfortunately I can't. Now for the timing gear, I'm going to end up having to take these off here in a second. That's why I'm not putting them all the way down. Shouldn't even put that in yet. Get these poles. The left is under the right. Oh, I guess from what I've heard, it doesn't actually matter left over right or right over left. Just gotta get them in. Get this started back down. This really isn't a tutorial, that's for sure. It's just me fumbling around, and maybe you get to watch me break something. Get these old valves out of the way. Got the old seal there. Where is the cover? Now, I gotta get this back in. I know to get the timing right, I've got to get these poles where everything's at the top. Use this to guide it in. Don't scratch anything. It's not going to work with this. All right. All right. It is in. One tooth off. My timing. Alright, before I do this seal, I'm going to go outside and smoke one. I need a 5-minute break. Sorry if anyone's watching, but I'm gonna take a fiver, step outside, and burn one. And then I'm gonna seal this all back up together and hopefully get the whole thing back together and it'll be running. It smells like fucking gasoline in here. I'm back. Lost everyone but one person. That's okay. Holy shit. Get these down a little tighter so I don't lose pieces. Do the gap later. Need these to be kind of tight here. Moment. There we go. Gotta make sure the timing's good before I put this back together. I'm gonna start finger painting. Try and open this up a little bit more. This is silicone for making my own seal or gasket on here. Be careful to not get it inside of the crank. Unfortunately, this isn't really an instructional video, it's just more of entertainment. People can watch me screw up so they don't. Or if they think they want to get into small engine repair, they can watch me and realize how not fun it is. It's all sealed up. Now I get the finger paint over here. this guy back covered up, sealed. Where is... there it is. Wow. Almost perfect. Too much. Not enough. That's perfect. All right. Now this one. Good to go. All right. This new gasket on here. Top cover. Hello everyone that's watching. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. I'm currently working on a BR800 backpack blower. Just took apart the engine, put a new piston in, redid all the seals, and now I'm going to be slowly putting it back together. And checking to see if it runs again, because it wasn't running before. The piston was all scored up. Oh shit. There it is. All right. This is the most viewers I've had after an hour and a half of streaming. Normally it dies down really bad right around now. I need the 13. That's half inch. Should be a quarter. So about 13. Of course it fell off. Oh boy, here's the long process of putting this whole thing back together. Get this back in first. Make sure I don't come out of this with extra screws in the end. That is never good. Alright, fuel tank next. I put that over here. Fuel tank, fuel lines, and the carb. I had also ended up replacing the carb on this. Piece the gasket to the carb. That thing's torn. these fuel lines kind of back in place. I gotta get that arm back on before I do anything else, because that's got the throttle and all of my electrical. Just get it here temporarily. Almost everything's a T27 and still, except for a lot of your electrical parts, are held in with a T20. You always want to make sure if there is a slot for electrical components or fuel lines and whatnot, you always want to make sure it's tucked back in there, because you don't want it getting pinched or frayed or worn on. Screwdriver, tuck that back in. All right, now this. I'm kind of excited to see this back together and see if it runs, or if I did absolutely nothing. Because if it runs, it means I fixed it. If it doesn't run, it means I accomplished a whole lot of nothing. Which is also a possibility that I could have accomplished absolutely nothing. Come on. Help if I switched out the bits. Right screw, I guess. Alright, there's one. That is not for that. This is, though. Where'd the other one go? Even worse than having an extra screw, I'm missing a screw. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to make sure this arm is actually attached. So that I can get it up and out of the way. Might as well put the muffler back on. Alright, I'm going to move this blower down to try and look for my one missing screw. See if it slid anywhere under here. That's trash. Well, if I don't find the screw, I guess I'm screwed. So that's one of the screws that holds the carburetor together. Oh, good thing I didn't get too much farther. I just figured out that I forgot something. Rush to get this back together. I forgot to put the screws back in that holds the frame up. Good thing it's just 2 screws and not taking apart the whole engine again. Alright, well, I think I remember hearing that screw fall out at some point, so it can't be too far. Can't be too far, as in, I'm in my garage. That shit could be anywhere. Oh man, this is not good. Let's see, I don't think that'll work. I have a whole bunch of extra screws. That's not going to work. It's slightly different. Going through all my spares. I don't have anything for the BR800 as a spare. So I gotta find that one screw no matter what. Can't be too far away. Might actually be outside the garage door. So I opened it up to smoke a cigarette, so could have rolled out of the garage and go do it again. Too long. I'm back. Still haven't found the screw. Or even something close. They should be the same length. Got to be around. There it is. Sure all the fuel lines are connected. Five. It's a 7. Seven, 6 over here. Yep. Where's my 14? That's a 13. That's not gonna work. 16. No, it's a 16. There's my 14, 13, 16. Alrighty. That is not for this. Get this started on here. Gotta find a business card here in a second. Try and gap this right. I know I got a card around here somewhere. I just did this. This will work. find that piece for the ground. There. Now before I put this all the way together, I'm going to try and get this started with a drill. We'll see if it starts. Might not. It helps that my drill's about dead. Yeah. That ain't gonna work. So, my only option now is to actually put this whole thing all the way back together, try and pull start it. Broken ass frame cover. Hopefully this works. Certainly no guarantee that it will. things aren't set right. There's air leaking out of that. I don't know if that gasket is any good. I'll put on the old one. See how that does. The old one certainly worked. I could feel the air pressure coming out of that. So there's definitely a leak somewhere. And I think it's probably in here. Still feel it. Sure that spark plugs all the way down. Fuck. The old spark back in. There's gas in this rig, yeah. Yep. Alright. Everyone double check on something. And then I'm going to call it a night and come back to this thing tomorrow. See what could possibly be going wrong. Certainly not heartbroken that it doesn't start. As there were multiple issues with this thing. I just identified the worst one. I went to fix that first. Yeah, it's good. I'll end up vacuum testing it and everything tomorrow. It's gotta be too tight. No. Checked it out before and it said it was fine. Now it's too loose. Well, let's see. Tired. Now it acts like there's no compression. Ain't right. Something ain't right. on. Can't believe I still got 14 people watching. They're watching me do trial and error on trying to figure out what the hell's wrong with this blower. And it ain't going so well for me. Nothing. Not a damn thing. Try something that isn't gonna work. Ain't no way that's gonna work. If anything, I gotta loosen them up. Nothing. Two hours into the stream, got 17 people watching me fail and get frustrated. It's 10:30 already. Alright, it's got to be at top dead center like it is. Now that's loose. Too loose. A little bit of resistance, that's good. That's super loose. Too loose. Too tight. Loose. That should be just right. Alright, last try. If this doesn't work, I'm going to bed. And I'll try again tomorrow. We'll see. Definitely a lot more compression, which is good. Nice. Oh, it's smoky. Fuck it. It started. Hey, that's dramatically better than we had before, because this blower was not running at all. And it's running now. Holy shit. Alright, that's good. That's fucking great. Alright. That is smoky as shit though. But it's running. It is certainly running. Hey everybody that's watching, that's fucking great. The blower is running now, finally. Went from not running and not having a chance of ever running again to now it runs. I don't know how well it runs. We'll find out tomorrow, but it certainly turns on. It starts. Oh my god, smoky. There's the top cover, the valve adjustment. There it is. Alright, let's see if it starts the pull cord. Oh, it shut off. Ah, no. Well, maybe not running it tomorrow. But at least it starts. Let's get this reset. This is a new carb also, so I'm gonna one and a half. See if that might be why. Alright, well, it's together. I got it running. Take it apart again tomorrow. Figure out what's going on otherwise. At least it would start now. That's a big step. Before it was not running at all. Earlier in the stream I ended up taking apart the entire engine and replacing the piston, redoing the seals, everything. And now it's finally able to start for the first time. Previously this blower, the piston had seized up as it was scored all the way around from somebody using either improperly mixed fuel or no mix, probably. The piston was just burned up and ruined. But now it is able to be started. I just got to try and tune the carb and get it running again. Hopefully it's just tuning the carb. I can't imagine it's going to be too extensive if it actually just turns on and runs. It might be another valve adjustment in the 4-mix, but it's starting and running, which is a huge improvement. Nope. It's not going to start again tonight. Alright, well, at least I tried. I had it there. It was running. It's probably the carb at this point. It's more than likely severely flooded at this point. So I'm going to end this live stream and I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to do my thing for tomorrow, do my day, and then I'm going to come back and revisit this thing, and hopefully I can get it completely up and running and return to work the following day. At least the engine itself is running again for the first time in 2 weeks. Alright, have a good night everyone that's still here.